today on 2+U Nevada.
The reindeer love carrots. So, when you leave those cookies out for Santa, because Santa likes the cookies too, leave some carrots out. The reindeer love them.
Look who visited our studios. We sit down for a one-on-one interview with Santa Claus, where he started his around-the-world trek and the secret to keeping reindeer happy and fed tonight. Plus, people doing good. We revisit some of the best stories on 2+U Nevada of children of all ages who are making the nice list. You're watching 2+U Nevada. Thank you for joining us for this edition of 2+U Nevada. I'm Sarah Johns, your host. Merry Christmas Eve. We hope that you are having a fantastic time with family and friends this week. And guess who we have on the show today? Santa Claus. So we know he's extremely busy now, but he came into our studios on Monday for an exclusive interview about the holiday. And when it comes to the naughty or nice list, we want to revisit some of the folks we've highlighted on 2+U Nevada, from children traveling to big cities for greatness to making life-saving decisions and much more. It is a fantastic show. Don't go anywhere. We are thrilled to have you joining us today for 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I am so excited to have the man of the season here joining us this afternoon, Santa Claus. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's so good to be here.
Okay, so for everybody at home, I have to tell you, we do pre-record these interviews. So if you're at home going, it's Christmas Eve, what is he doing sitting in the studios? We actually recorded this interview on Monday, fully prepared that this is going to air on Christmas Eve when you're going to be super busy.
Very, very busy. Yes.
Explain to folks at home what Christmas Eve looks like for Santa.
Oh, it literally is a blur. We're moving pretty fast. We start just not too far from Australia. If you look it up on the internet, everybody does a lot of time on the internet now. The elves are still trying to teach me that kind of stuff. But there's a little island not too far from Australia that's called Christmas Island. And that's the first place that turns in the time change.
Yes.
That's the first place that turns to Christmas.
Okay, so you start on Christmas Island, and you say it's a blur. So we've done stories that Norad can track you and the reindeer. And so we'll run a story reminding folks of how to call Norad and track you. Uh-huh. But the reindeer have got to be super hungry during, Christmas Eve and all the flying that you're doing across the world. So what's the reindeer's favorite food for families to leave out?
Oh, if you don't already know, the reindeer love carrots. So, when you leave those cookies out for Santa, because Santa likes the cookies too, leave some carrots out. The reindeer love them. It gives them some extra energy. We get there a little bit faster.
Okay. I used to do sugar cubes when I was a kid. Do they still like sugar cubes with the carrots?
It would definitely not turn that down.
Well, okay. So we covered the favorite food of all the reindeer. What is the hardest part of being Santa that people may not realize?
Oh, I think the hardest part really is making sure that all the boys and girls, and there's some big boys and girls too.
Yeah.
When I say boys and girls, it's everybody out there that still believes, and that's what keeps Santa going too. Making sure that they all know that I see you, I see what you're doing, I see that you believe, and that keeps the energy alive. And sometimes it's hard for me to get that message to everybody. So I was really happy that you guys called and asked me to come down here, because it gives me the chance to tell all of you boys and girls out there, I see you, keep up the good work.
I love that. I love that so much. And when it comes to the boys and girls of all ages here in Northern Nevada, I was going to say, why did you stop by here to talk to the kids of Northern Nevada? But you really just kind of said it. It's to tell everybody that you are here.
Yes, we got to keep the spirit alive.
Okay, so do you get nervous on Christmas Eve?
Oh, especially you, Sarah, I'm sure. Everybody out there probably at some time or another has been involved in some kind of an event, whether you helped with it or organized it. And this is a pretty big event, Christmas. It's, I think, probably the biggest one out there. And so when it comes down to it and I walk out there and I see the sleigh all loaded up and ready to go and the deer are getting antsy and they're ready to take off, oh yeah, I get nervous. What happens if something comes off the sleigh or the elves missed a gift, which they don't do. They're pretty good at that.
They're pretty good.
You know, so all that stuff goes through my mind, but then I get that kiss on the cheek from Mrs. Claus and I get in the sleigh and push the button and off we go and everything's fine.
Off you go. Okay, and Rudolph is there lighting the way?
Of course.
All right. So I'm looking at my notes because I may have gotten some help from my kids on what to ask you. So what is the most surprising thing you've learned about kids over the years?
Well, for one, I kind of already touched on it. Kids are all different ages. There's not just little kids. There's a lot of big kids out there too, and I really appreciate all of them. It's that a lot of them never stop believing, and that's just super special to me. No matter how old you are, if you believe, don't be afraid to show that. It's just that's what makes this time of year special. Is the extra energy that everybody has, regardless of your age. You're never too old for Santa. We say that all the time when we go visit the kids. You're never too old. You can be shy, that's okay, but you're never too old for Santa.
What is the happiest, or what makes you the happiest when you see people celebrating Christmas?
Oh, the energy, the joy, the fun. You know, wouldn't it be incredible if it would be that way all year long?
Yeah.
It would be so neat. Just that joy. And where does it come from? It comes from the giving, not so much the receiving. It's when you give something to somebody and you see the smile on their face and the joy on their face. And for me, sometimes it's just a wave, a wink, and I see that smile. That's what it's all about. I love it. It gives me the extra energy and keeps me going through the whole rest of the year.
And what do you want people, or what do you hope people remember about Christmas when they grow up?
Oh, the same thing, the joy, when you're little and you see Santa and you get all excited and you stomp your feet and you go, Santa! I see big kids do that too. And I hope that more and more and more younger kids, as they grow up and become big kids, continue to do that. And remember the great feeling that you have at this time of the year. Remember it after the season ends.
And that kindness and that hope, right?
Yes.
Santa Claus, thank you so much for joining us and giving us that holiday spirit. We wish you a very safe Christmas Eve as you are flying around the world.
Thank you so much.
You are watching 2+U Nevada.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Welcome back. Santa is going to be crazy busy, and America's armed forces are also bracing for a hopping Christmas Eve. That's because each year, Air and Space Force teams handle thousands of calls from children wanting an update on Santa and the reindeer's route. Gwen Baumgartner shares the history of the Norad Santa Tracker.
The mission at Colorado Springs Peterson Space Force Base doesn't stop for the holidays.
24/7, 365 days a year, we're monitoring the skies of North America for any airborne threats.
And when Santa makes his annual trek, Colonel Jason White says they have the equipment to keep tabs on his journey.
We use ground-based radars, satellites, airborne military aircraft.
Crews even rely on infrared sensors to monitor Rudolph's iconic nose. The information from the North American Aerospace Defense Command is quickly declassified, allowing any child who calls the NORAD Santa Tracker hotline to find out Kris Kringle's next stop.
Merry Christmas.
The very first call came in 70 years ago after a newspaper misprinted Santa's phone number in this advertisement. The number actually belonged to an Air Force Operations Center.
The individual that answered that phone didn't want to disappoint the child on the other end and just went with it. And then it was turned into an annual reoccurring Track Santa operation ever since.
The tradition lives on through dozens of volunteers answering phones on Christmas Eve, delivering Santa updates with military precision to tens of thousands of callers.
They logged 380,000 calls last Christmas Eve, and then several million social media engagements, 32 million website views in that one day.
In recent years, the operation has expanded with an online Santa tracker and website translations in 9 languages. allowing even more children to take part in the holiday cheer. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
If your kiddo wants to call NORAD, the Track Santa hotline is 1-877-HI-NORAD. That's 1-877-446-6273. Well, my neighbors texted me this week asking if we were home, that they were going around our neighborhood caroling. A Pew Research Center poll finds nearly 80% of Americans put up Christmas trees, yet only 16% go Christmas caroling as adults. Jerica Duncan met a group of singers sharing some favorites while spreading Yuletide cheer.
On a cold December night in New York City, Christmas past became the present. These are the Yuletide carolers. Jennifer Firestein brought her son Evan to this performance at the Langham Hotel for the second year in a row.
It's so wonderful that they put this on. So many memories in it.
Husband and wife team Greg Martz and Susan Santoro created the first group 30 years ago.
It was 4 of us. We figured,
we found
we'll get 2 other people. And we got like 2 or 3 jobs that year, and
thought, wow, this isn't bad.
sure.
It's fun.
Didn't even think anything of it.
It was a hobby.
Now there are 17 groups made up of over 100 singers in 5 states.
Where the tree.
Performers audition in the summer, rehearse in the fall, and are fitted with a costume. Each handcrafted and inspired by Victorian styles of the 1860s.
When they put on the costumes, their body energy changes.
This year, Yuletide carolers have 250 performances across the country.
They're going to follow you all day.
What? One man hired a quartet to follow his mother around in Colorado the entire day. The singers also visit hospitals and nursing homes free of charge.
And those actually can be some of the most fulfilling, rewarding, heartfelt jobs that we've done.
Their goal, they say, is to help everyone feel like they're home for the holidays.
The music connects you with your past. What we would love for them to go away with is to emotionally go back to a place where they felt safe and they felt loved. And if we can take them there, even for a moment, we've done our job, and it's a wonderful feeling.
Jerica Duncan, CBS News, New York.
You think that?
A sincere thank you to those in our community who are spreading the holiday cheer by caroling. And maybe it's something you might want to consider doing with the family this season for some free family fun. Stay with us. We'll be right back. This year, there's a very special place of honor for the state of Nevada in the Capitol. The Capitol Christmas tree, named Silver Belle, is a 53-foot red fir harvested from the Humboldt-Toyabe National Forest off of Mount Rose Highway. Even more special, the lighting of Silver Belle. A local 4th grader, Grady Armstrong, lit the tree on the Capitol steps. Grady won an essay contest and spoke at the event. We take a look at his speech in its entirety, and he's introduced by Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson.
This is his first trip to Washington, D.C. He's 9 years old. He is a gifted young writer. He won this year's Capitol Christmas Tree Essay Contest among the hundreds of participants, as we heard. I'm also told, and this is not hyperbole, okay, what went into this essay was literal blood, sweat, and tears. Isn't that true? Grady, I heard you cut your pinky while writing this. Isn't that true? Yes. Okay. So we want to thank you for your sacrifice, young man, and for your great talent that you're sharing with us. And I can assure everyone his painstaking work was well worth our wait. So, Grady, my dad was a firefighter also, and we got a lot in common, almost even our height, my friend. But we're going to bring you a podium here, so you can our little stand that we can stand on. Is it under here? It'll help a little bit. Grady, everybody, here we go.
Thank you, Speaker Johnson, and hi, My name is Grady Armstrong, and I am 9 years old in the 4th grade at Hugh Gallagher Elementary School in Virginia City, Nevada. My grandpa worked at Mount Rose Ski Area for nearly 50 years, and my dad is a firefighter at Lake Tahoe. My mom is a teacher right here in Virginia City. They have shown me the love for the forest, nature, and the outdoors. I want the country to know how special Nevada's public land and national forests are. These lands are full of wonder, from big animals like elk, mule deer, bighorn sheep, and even moose, to smaller animals like fish, lizards, and birds. Hiking with my family, I have seen water bubble out of the earth in places that look super dry. These springs give life to so many plants and animals. Sometimes you can find arrowheads near these springs, a reminder of the life they gave tribes that lived off the land. We also love seeing ancient petroglyphs carved into rocks by people who lived here long ago. My favorite wilderness areas are Mount Rose and Arc Dome. We've also visited the Sheldon Antelope Refuge and the Massacre Rim Dark Sky Sanctuary, where the night sky is so dark you can see millions of stars. One of my favorite things to do is when our family takes what my mom and dad like to call Nevada highways, which are nothing more than dirt roads in the middle of nowhere. We've found ghost towns, abandoned mines, and the most amazing untouched landscapes. You don't have to go far to enjoy Nevada. Right from my school playground, you can look east for hundreds of miles over the mountain ranges that make up the Humboldt-Tiobe National Forest. Last month, we went to the top of Mount Davidson and watched the sunset over the Sierras, and at the same time howled at the full moon as it rose over the Nevada landscape. Nevada is not just a desert, it's full of life, history, and beauty, and I think everyone should know how important it is to protect and enjoy these amazing places. Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
That's awesome. All right. Now, that was amazing. You are a tremendous ambassador for Nevada, and also you have a future as a speechwriter here on Capitol Hill, okay? We always need improvement in the comm shop, so you can come help us, okay? Okay. I want to invite the Nevada congressional delegation and Lieutenant Governor Anthony and Mr. Austin and Chief Schultz for the lighting of the tree. Y'all join us up here.
Put your jacket on now.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Okay, there you go, young man.
Isn't
Beautiful.
that great?
Oh, she's
Well,
Thank you. There we go.
now, Grady's going to do the honors for us, and everyone can count down with us. We're going to count down from 5. Okay, ready, everybody? All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go.
Grady, you make your family proud, you make this community proud, and you make Nevada proud. You represent so accurately the spirit of the Silver State. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Now to an inspiring story of kindness that ended up so much more. A 9-year-old boy in Fort Dodge, Iowa, is being rewarded for taking action that may have helped the fire department save lives. Abigail Curtin spoke with the boy about his small act that made a big difference.
Snow, snow, and more snow. That's what city and state crews have been clearing from Fort Dodge's sidewalks and roads since this weekend's winter weather. With such a heavy snowfall, the city put out a call for families and their kids to help clear another essential part of city infrastructure, fire hydrant. And that's where Colton Holmes came to the rescue.
I want to help people out and be a hero.
Amidst his time in the snow, Colton answered the city's call, clearing out the fire hydrant near his house to make it easier for firefighters to access. A nice gesture that turned into a life-saving action just a day later.
Given the situation, the heavy snowfall recently, time was of the essence.
The Fort Dodge Fire Department used this fire hydrant to help them put out a structure fire that ended up displacing several people and pets.
Fire actually doubles in size every minute, so the fact that we didn't have to dig out a fire hydrant saved us an immense amount of time.
And as a reward for his bravery, the fire department wanted to give Colton something to thank him.
So what I want to give you here, buddy, is I got a patch for you. Whoa, fire department. And I also have a challenge coin.
A patch and challenge coin to remember to be a leader, in addition to a ride to school in a fire truck next Friday.
The fire department says the people and pets who were displaced are getting help from the United Way. Now to a different type of hero. A birthday party 2 weekends ago turned into a life or death emergency. But thanks to the quick action of one young boy, a tragedy was narrowly avoided, with a powerful lesson about awareness and courage, and the importance of friendship. The courage did not go unnoticed, and earlier this week, 2 boys, Clark and Braxton, were honored at their school. Michael Price has their story.
It was his birthday party, and I was excited, so I just jumped in the pool.
Believing the water was shallow enough to stand in, he jumped. Within seconds, it became clear he had misjudged the depth. Braxton slipped beneath the surface, struggling to stay afloat, without a single cry for help. Clark's grandmother was supervising nearby. She says what happened next changed her perspective forever.
Because I think of someone who can't swim and is drowning, who panics and flails and says help. He didn't say a word. And I think, to me, that was a huge eye-opening experience to know that you don't necessarily ask for help when you need help.
Braxton continued to struggle, pushing as hard as he could to get to the water's surface.
At one point, he went down. He was down, totally under. My heart was in my throat.
I saw him, drowning. He was, not really swimming. So I heard a hole say, "Get him," and then I got him.
Clark swam to Braxton, lifting him and holding him above the surface, even as the weight pulled him under briefly.
When Clark grabbed him, Clark went under for a little while too, not because he was struggling, but I never thought about the extra weight and the movement and not ever having to pull someone in the water before to try to save them. But I'm very grateful he didn't panic.
Both boys were able to reach the surface safely. Braxton says he knows exactly who saved him.
I was just thanking him, how he just saved my life. And I was thank God. God sent him to save me.
I think this incident, has brought their friendship even closer. And like I told Clark's mom that, sometimes you build a bond with family that's not blood.
He's like family to me. He's my best friend, and I just love to be with him.
What started as a birthday celebration became a powerful reminder of how quickly things can change and how courage, even from the youngest among us, can save a life. Reporting, Michael Price, Wayne 15 News.
Are you a business or nonprofit and want to be featured on 2+U Nevada? Have a Mom to Mom Monday, a Tried It Tuesday, or even a cute pic you just want to show us? The whole point of 2+U Nevada is the plus you. You can send us your content by visiting our website, head to 2news.com and click on 2+U Nevada. Or you can email us at 2+UNevada@ktvn.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back. When a Harvard research lab lost almost all its funding for medical research, you'll never guess who stepped forward to help fill the void. A first grader. This inspiration. So can I admit something to you? Honest to goodness, I didn't know axolotls were real animals. I never heard of them until Zach and Stella talked about them, and even then, I just thought they were some random Minecraft character. It wasn't until I saw Marianne's story today that I learned about my ignorance. So there. She's saving the world through her philanthropy, and she's educating people like me. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and in the vein of someone that you just have to know in our community, I'm so excited to introduce you today to Jennifer Grant, local singer-songwriter. I mean, you are just awesome. And in researching your history, I had no idea that you've wanted to be a singer-songwriter since a childhood appearance on a regional idol competition. Talk about that.
Oh yeah, since I was a little girl. And yeah, when I was just right out of high school, I did a local singing competition just because, and that was it for me. Totally, that was it. I wanted to sing.
Since then, you have been on country radio as a DJ, as well as performing like awesome places, CMA Fest in Nashville, the Bluebird Cafe.
Yes.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yes.
You opened for Diamond Rio, Dustin Lynch, and you've got some new music out this year.
I'm super excited, and all of my new music, I'm either just a writer on my own or a co-write on every single single that I'm releasing. So I'm super excited. But yeah, it's very personal, but I think it's definitely some music that a lot of people can relate to.
It is very personal. Sophia and I were jamming in our office this morning listening to some of your songs, and they are fun. The one that did bring me to tears this morning was In Another Life, the story about your dad and what you two have missed in life. Talk to me about your dad, how he's influenced your music.
My dad was the first person to introduce me to music. I actually have a really great photo of me on his lap with these great 80s headset on, and I'm listening to Foreigner. So he introduced me to bands like Foreigner, Boston, the Doobie Brothers, the Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, and he was just my inspiration behind it, and he was my biggest supporter. And just a big bear of a man, loved to help people, would give you the shirt off of his back. He was a law enforcement officer for 28 years, and then unfortunately he lost his life in the line of duty.
You know, losing a dad, you lose so many milestone moments. We're going to take a quick listen to milestone moments that this song references.
You know, I was pretty young when my dad passed away, so it's those things you just don't think about. And now that I've lived them without him, you know, those are the things that are a big highlight for me that I missed out on and he missed out on that I wish we could have had together. So that's me having children. You know, he wasn't able to walk me down the aisle. He wasn't able to just be a part of the Thanksgivings, the Christmases, and watching my kids grow and his other grandkids grow up. And there's just so many things that, you know, you wish you could have had. But that's why I say maybe in another life.
And we all know that this happened now because your dad's end of watch, he died in the line of duty as a law enforcement officer at May 31st, 2004. So 21 years without your dad. And it doesn't just affect the immediate family or one particular person in the immediate family. It affects generations. Like you were talking about, your children don't know him. You know, in that vein of losing your father, you have created a nonprofit foundation that I just think is absolutely amazing for people to know about. Northern Nevada Cops. Talk about the ethos behind Northern Nevada Cops.
Northern Nevada Cops is near and dear to my heart. We help support families and coworkers of officers that have been killed in the line of duty. When my dad was killed, my family had temporary support, I guess is the best way to describe it. So my main mission was I wanted the fallen families to not feel like they were alone. You know, it's always busy when a tragedy happens. There's the funeral and, you know, the house is always full with people and paperwork and it's just go, go, go. But then the funeral happens and then everyone goes back to their lives, you know, and there's no fault in that.
Providing long-term support.
And we are there forever. We are there forever. And we provide support in sending them to retreats to help with their mental and emotional well-being. We have all different types of camps for spouses, siblings, grandparents. We have a kids camp. We have an adult children's camp. I mean, really for everybody. And then we have a coworkers retreat too, because a lot of the time, the coworkers are the ones that just go back to work, and often they feel forgotten. So Northern Nevada Cops, we specialize in focusing on the families and the coworkers.
It's just phenomenal work that you are doing. So if somebody at home is wanting to help Northern Nevada Cops, where do they go? Who do they contact? How can they help?
We're on social media. Gotta love the power of social media. So you can search Northern Nevada Cops on Facebook, Instagram. You can always email us, northernnevadacops@gmail.com.
Jennifer, thank you so much for being with us today.
Absolutely.
Great work all around. Love listening to your music. And
Thank
people
you.
can find that on iTunes?
Yes, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. I'm also on, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. So if you search Jennifer Grant or Jennifer Grant Music, you'll find me.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. There were no jackpot winners in Monday's Powerball, meaning the grand prize for tonight's drawing is at minimum $1.7 billion. The jackpot could rise between our recording this based on ticket sales. While nobody hit the jackpot on Monday, 9 tickets did win $1 million prizes by matching all 5 white balls. Those tickets were sold in Florida, Georgia, Illinois, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Wisconsin. According to Powerball reps, the jackpot has only been won once on Christmas Eve in the game's history. 3 Arizona middle schoolers didn't plan to go viral. They just planned to sing. But when they stepped on stage with their rendition of Carol of the Bells at a holiday concert, their performance soon took the internet by storm. Cameron Palome introduces us to the newfound stars.
The bells, it's the bells, all seem to say the kids away. Christmas is here, bringing a cheer to the young and old meek.
With Christmas closing in,
With double rainbow caroling.
3 young voices at Great Heart Academy's Cicero campus did more than fill a gym with holiday cheer.
Singing songs like a cheer, Christmas is here.
They reached far beyond it.
Merry Christmas. Overnight, it hit like 1 million views. It's kind of shocking.
13-year-olds Amelie Maldonado and Elias Gonzalez, along with 11-year-old Macklin Murdoch, turned a polished performance of Carol of the Bells into an internet moment seen around the world.
She told me, like, the Carol of the Bells for her days got like millions of views. I'm like, no way. And then she showed me the video, and I'm like, this is crazy.
The now viral clip came from the school's semi-annual Fine Arts Night, and it almost didn't happen at all.
Carol of the Bells was not going to be part of the original performance for Here for Fine Arts Night.
Choir director Abdiel Bernal says the trio had been preparing for a later field trip, but weeks of commitment and chemistry were impossible to ignore.
And so after seeing that eagerness, you just have to give them that opportunity to shine.
And when they finally stepped on stage, they were ready.
I felt ready. I felt really excited.
Amelie's mom, Rita, caught the moment on her phone and shared it to TikTok, never imagining what would come next.
In the morning, my husband woke me up and he's like, it has 1 million views. And that doesn't happen. And then the next day, it was at about 2 million views. So we were all very surprised at that.
A surprise born from practice, courage, and a little holiday harmony, turning one school performance into a memory these kids and millions of viewers won't soon forget.
A lot of my friends and family are probably watching this, so it's like amazing.
We want to let you know that 2+U Nevada will be taking a holiday break next week, the week of December 29th through January 2nd. We will be back on the air in the new year beginning January 5th. That's it for this edition of 2+U Nevada. Thank you for inviting us into your home this afternoon. We look forward to joining you every weekday at 3 for 2+U Nevada. 2 News Nevada at 4 starts now.